What's up, everybody? Bumlock here. Sorry, it's been a while since my last video. We've been pretty busy with Tomb of Sargeras. It's a new guild and just kind of getting everything situated. It's been going really good. Thank you again to those of you who tuned in to our stream that first week. Had a lot of viewers there. It was really cool. We captured some world firsts, which was which was pretty awesome. It was just heroic stuff. It doesn't really matter, but it was still fun nonetheless. Today's just going to kind of be like a rant a little bit. I just want to talk, okay, about a few different things. Primarily, the State of Affliction Warlock in Tomb of Sargeras, okay? On my stream, on all my comments, and people message me, the biggest question I get is, hey, how are Warlocks right now in Tomb of Sargeras? How is Affliction doing on this fight? How is Affliction doing on that fight? People are concerned, and maybe it's for no reason, it seems. But the question that I also get a lot is, hey, should I switch to Demo or to Destruction? Should I just start playing another class? Should I go play Shadow Priest? Should I go play my Boomkin? And it's hard for me to answer sometimes. So if you look at Warcraft logs, for example, which is where a lot of people get their information from, to be able to tell who's how people are performing, right? You can kind of see that even after our nerf that we got recently was 5% damage reduction on Agony and Corruption, if I remember correctly. Even after that, if you look at the statistics of the rankings, if we go to the 75th percentile, Affliction Warlock is second behind Subtlety Rogue. Now if we turn that up to 90th percentile, we're third behind Subtlety and Arms Warrior. And this is for Heroic. For Mythic, let's take a look. Mythic, for all bosses over last week, we're still third in the 90th percentile. For 75th percentile, we are second. So, what does that tell me? Affliction Warlock is still really good. Okay? Affliction Warlock is still performing really well on a lot of the fights. Okay? Now, what I think is really cool about Affliction Warlock, this tier, before we get to answering all those questions, is I really like how there's not just one spec to play, or one talent setup to play, I should say. In Nighthold, Heroic, Mythic, you could really get away with, now this isn't playing optimal, but you could totally get away with playing just Malefic Grasp, Contagion, Siphon Life, Supremacy, and Soul Conduit for basically every single boss. You could obviously, I mean, for Scorpion, you could sow the seeds and do some other stuff just to pad. But if you wanted to, you could just play that one talent setup the whole time, and you could perform with some of the best Warlocks in the world. You could parse really well. And you'd be beating basically every other class. And boss damage, maybe not so much in ad damage, but in total damage, that single talent setup would get you really far. That's cool and all, but what if you don't like playing that setup? Then again, the argument can be made, well, I like playing whatever is easiest, which that was a really easy talent spec, and it performed really well, so that's why a lot of people liked it. So maybe that's the problem in Tomb of Sargeras. Now, that talent setup, or a variation of it because the talents switched around, now you're not really forced, but to perform at the best of your, class's ability, or your spec's ability rather, you kind of have to change it up. Now you're seeing a lot of people go Writhe in Agony. You're seeing a lot of people go Absolute Corruption. You're seeing a lot of people use different legendaries, like Sagralash's Ring, which I'm actually I want to talk about each legendary. I'll probably make another video sometime. The point is, you're seeing a lot of diversity, which I think that's a good thing. Okay? Now, for the people that say, well, how are they performing? Hey, I've been playing, I haven't been doing so well. Demonology's been beating me every single fight. Are you still playing the same Malefic Grasp single target setup? Maybe. Have you been experimenting with Writhe and Agony builds, going full going full multi-dot spec, experimenting with these new talent specs is not such a bad idea. And experimenting with these new legendaries is not such a bad idea. Now, does that warrant having to change your playstyle? Maybe you're the guy who just liked playing the one talent spec throughout the whole dungeon, or through the whole raid, through the whole tier, every single boss, and that's what you like to do. Maybe you're not a mythic level raider, and your guild doesn't require you to do the max damage. You're just there with your buddies, or whatever the case. You're noticing now that if you're not switching talents, if you're not playing these other playstyles as Affliction Warlock, you're going to fall behind other classes. Now, with the nerfs that we got, it's very apparent that if you look at the statistics, we're still ranking really well. We're still ranking very well on a lot of these fights. But that doesn't happen until like the end. If you throughout all these fights, I've noticed that Affliction Warlock does not have any burst. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But our damage doesn't really pick up until the end. When we get into that execute range, maybe you have the ring, or maybe you're actually running Death's Embrace. So towards the middle of the fight, we're pretty much at the bottom. Does that matter? I don't know, probably not. Towards the end, that's when we start to pick up. But you really have to change your play style. Some people may not want to do that. Some people are seeing these Demonology Warlocks and these Destruction Warlocks. The first 10 seconds of the fight, they're doing 2 mil, 3 mil burst. Maybe some people like doing that. I don't know. Anyways, my point is, I get a lot of people asking me, man, I've just been getting beat by this Demonology Warlock in my guild now. Like every single fight. Should I switch? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. How much do you actually like Affliction? Were you playing Affliction because you really like Affliction? Or were you just playing it because it was the flavor of the month in Nighthold? Were you just playing it because it was super easy and you were just doing top damage, top boss damage beyond every other person in your raid? Was that what made it fun for you? I'm sure for a lot of people the answer is yes. Is that a bad thing? I don't know, probably not. But maybe. But now you have to make a decision. Do you want to change your play style or not? I don't know. Now going to Demonology. Demonology is very strong right now. In my guild, we run one Demonology Warlock and then myself as Affliction. And he's beating me on a lot of fights. He's doing really well. So even myself, I considered, hey, maybe I should just play Demonology. But I won't. I will play a new class before I switch to Demonology. I just don't like it, really. And I don't really like Destruction either. Affliction feels nice to me. I like to be able to throw my dots up, especially as a raid leader. I like to be able to move around, throw my dots up, kind of forget about it for a little bit. I can play less optimally just to make sure that my raid is doing okay. Just make sure that we're killing the boss. It's okay for me, If I'm not doing my full rotation as Demonology or Destruction, it's really going to hurt me. So Affliction gives me that little bit of leeway. Anyways, so the big question is it time for you to make a switch before patch 7.3 comes out? And we'll talk about patch 7.3 in just a second. But is it time for you to switch? Is it time for you to play a new spec? Is it time for you to play a new talent setup? Is it time for you to play a new class even? The answer is probably. If you were that guy that liked just being on top, playing the flavor of the month, and you liked playing just the Malefic Grass setup, and you liked being first on damage just because of that, maybe it's time for you to try something else. I'm not saying that you were wrong for that. I did it too. I went to Affliction right when Nighthold came out. I didn't know it was going to be as crazy as it was. It just sounded really good, and I was really excited about Malefic Grasp. When it had the 80% the 80% damage buff, then they nerfed it to 70% before the raid even came out. Anyways, I was that same guy too, and I really enjoyed that time. But now a lot of people are, may want to switch. Maybe it's time to do that. Maybe it's time to explore other things. Me, I've been playing my alts. I've been playing my druid. Having a lot of fun, just tanking, Anyways, is it time to switch? Maybe. Affliction's really strong on a lot of these fights. I mean, Goroth, you get to play your single target. That's cool. On Demonic Inquisition, you're seeing just about everybody in the top 100. I would say about 90% of the people, they're all playing Writhe and Agony, Absolute Corruption, and the lucky people that actually have Sacrilegious Dark Strike are getting some crazy benefit from that. And that could be a lot of fun. I'm excited to do that. I don't have the ring yet, but man, I'm waiting for that thing. You know, you still get to, if you are that person that just like to play the Malefic Grass setup, you can still be that guy, no problem. Will you do the most damage anymore? Will you be top of the meters on every single fight? Probably not. And that leads me to my next point, 7.3. Kind of surprising that it came out this quickly, or at least the PTR. I mean, for God's sakes, it was like the first week of Mythic or something. I don't know. Like, people haven't even done Mythic yet. They're talking about 7.3. I mean, it's cool that they're working this hard, but I mean, for Christ's sake. Now, I don't know, a lot of people miss this, and I'll go ahead and put up on the screen there, but if you, the way that they outlined it on MMO Champ, they frontlined it with all the tier sets and the pictures of Argus and all that stuff, but they had a little section called spell changes, okay? Now, I don't know how many of you actually went through here and took a look at this, but if you didn't know, Warlocks are getting another nerf. So, when patch 7.2 came out, and let me back up a little bit, there's actually quite a bit of classes that are getting a nerf, so it's not just Warlocks, so don't freak out. I'm sure that they ran some numbers, and they found out that maybe people were too strong for the stuff that they're going to be releasing in 7.3, or they're trying to, you know, make it so people aren't just destroying it in the first, you know, whatever the reason are. It's happening to a lot of classes besides just Warlock, so don't worry about that. But if you remember in 7.2.5, Affliction Warlock got the nerf on Malefic Grass from 70% to 25%, okay? But with that, they increased everything, not everything, but most of our stuff, the Agony, Corruption, Drain Soul, Haunt, Phantom Singularity, Seed of Corruption, Siphon Life, by 20%. So if you actually look, that's going from 20% in the notes on MMO Champ. It's going from 20% to 14%, okay? That's not just for Affliction, too. They're also doing that for Destruction. For Destruction, they're nerfing everything by 6%, actually, going from 21% to 15%. How does that make you feel? Well, for me, at first, when because obviously you scroll through, I just look at the Affliction Warlock stuff. I look at it like, again? What? Like, why? What are they basing this off of, you know? And then I kind of looked and saw that it was other classes, so I didn't, it wasn't that big a deal. But, all that being said, does that mean that it's time to think about playing something else that maybe didn't get nerfed? I mean, what's your goals? Is your goal in your raid to be that guy that's always doing the best? You're always on the top of the charts. I have to play whatever is the best. I have to do it. Are you that guy? Maybe it's time to think about switching. Do you not care? Is it too much work? Legendaries really hurt the ability to play other alts and switch and stuff. So maybe the switch is not so easy, but people are thinking about it. I get asked on my stream all the time, hey, what is going on? You know what I mean? How is Affliction Warlock? Are we even good now? And not everybody is, the top of the tier player. Not everybody's a Mythic Raider. So maybe they don't even notice this stuff. I don't know. Anyways, just something to think about. I don't want to go too long on this video today. Anyways, again, I apologize that I haven't been making videos as frequently as I was before. Been putting a lot of work into this new guild. Been extremely busy. It's very time consuming being a guild leader. And I was feeling a bit discouraged too, just having some interactions with other players and kind of some feedback and stuff from some of my videos. So I felt like some of the stuff I was making wouldn't really be that great a quality, or wouldn't be very, very useful. So I don't know, maybe I have to switch up my ideas on my videos. I kind of, sometimes I just like talking, for the people that like that, awesome. For the people that don't like that, I'm sorry. But I don't know, we'll see what the future holds. I do want to come up with some more videos. I'm going to be getting footage for our mythic kills. Right now we're 2 of 9. So probably get Demonic Inquisition pretty soon. We haven't actually put any temps on him yet. Just haven't had time. But I'll be getting some mythic footage to put out some more of my Bumlock breakdown videos. You guys seem to like those, so they seem to be helpful. So I'm glad that you guys like those. I'll probably be doing sort of like a talent and legendary setup guide sometime in the future, just to kind of talk about what legendaries I think. I kind of talked about it earlier, man. That Sacrilegious Ring, it's super strong on a few of the fights. Harjatan, Mistress, Demonic Inquisition. Man, I'm I'm jealous. So I'll probably come up with something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see. I definitely want to make stuff that you guys want to watch. So I know a lot of people have been asking me about my UI. I gotta make a video, guys. I gotta make a video about that for you guys. But let me know what you want to see. I don't mind making videos like this too. I just want to talk about stuff. That's okay with me too. But let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, again, I apologize about the drought of videos. I'm going to start kicking it back up. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you liked it. Again, let me know what you want to see in the comments. Talk to me. I try to respond to as many people as I can. Make sure to also, I've been spending a lot of my time streaming. Make sure to catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/bumlock_TV. I stream basically all of our raids, and I'll do random streams here and there throughout the week. The stream schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's our raid times. And I'll stream here and there just throughout the week, random times. I'll do my mount runs and stuff. If you've seen one of my previous videos, you'll know that I've been trying to get Mimron said forever. So, anyways, I'm going to end here. This video is kind of long and ranty. But let me know how you guys feel about Warlock, man. Is it time to play something else? Maybe it's time for Bumlock to be Bum Druid or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. Peace.